Tory Lanez was recently arrested in a Los Angeles courtroom for allegedly breaking the terms of a pre-trial protective order. Lanez was accused of shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot and faced pretty serious legal backlash from his actions. Keep watching to find out why Tory Lanez was recently arrested and what this means for the future of the rapper. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Before we get into the video, subscribe and hit the notification button to be notified when we upload more content. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment down below. Thanks. So what does this mean for the rapper? In very recent news, Tory Lanez was detained and brought into custody in an LA courthouse this past week after a judge decided he had breached protection orders in his felony assault case where he was accused of shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot nearly 2 years ago. After nearly an hour of discussion, Judge David Hereford revoked Lanez's previous bail of $250,000 and upped it to $350,000, ruling that Lanez had violated court orders barring him from contacting or harassing Megan or discussing any findings in the case with outside parties. For the morning hearing, the Say It rapper was accompanied by a bondsman and spent about 5 hours in detention. After being released on bail, the rapper climbed behind the wheel of a waiting Lamborghini, telling media sources that he felt amazing before the car took off. Tory Lanez is being charged with 1 count of assault with a semi-automatic pistol and 1 count of carrying a loaded, unlicensed firearm in a vehicle. He is accused of using a firearm and inflicting serious bodily damage on fellow rapper Megan Thee Stallion, according to the indictment. Lanez has pleaded not guilty to the high-profile case, which began in July 2020. He appeared in court with his father and several pals wearing a black tuxedo jacket over a black turtleneck. During a preliminary hearing last year, Detective Ryan Stogner of the Los Angeles Police Department testified that he spoke with Megan Thee Stallion, who told him that she heard Lanez say, "dance," before firing at her feet around 4:30 a.m. on July 12, 2020. Megan then later said in an Instagram Live that she was in Lanez's car with him, his bodyguard, and a friend on July 12, 2020, and that the 4 of them were bickering. Megan, who was in the driver's seat, exited the vehicle. Lanez allegedly shot her through the back window of the car. Megan denied hitting Lanez, claiming that those rumors were completely false. She also stated that the shooting had nothing to do with Lanez's rumored romance with Kylie Jenner. Megan initially told cops that she had wounded her foot on glass, according to TMZ. According to the investigator, the victim, who was only identified as Megan P. in court and on the criminal complaint, described her injuries to her feet as bleeding profusely and that she fell to the ground and crawled to a neighboring driveway in fear. She claimed that Lanez, along with a female companion who had been in the vehicle, approached her afterwards and emphatically apologized for what he had done and offered to drive her home. Megan told police that Lanez gave her money and pleaded with her not to say anything, claiming he was on probation, which Stogner claimed he could never prove. According to the investigator, the vehicle was halted by police officers responding to a shooting call. She later told the detective she was very afraid and ashamed, adding that she was scared he was going to be in jail and worried the cops would shoot him, but when she revealed Lanez had shot her, she was sincere, visibly distraught, and sobbing. According to the detective, some bullet fragments were extracted from the woman's foot by an orthopedic surgeon at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, but others remain inside her and she is undergoing physical therapy and has had many difficulties walking in certain types of shoes. According to LAPD officer Sandra Cabral, Megan Thee Stallion, who was bleeding, and Lanez were among 4 people in the SUV that was stopped about a mile from the site where shootings were fired. Cabral stated that a handgun that was warm to the touch was located inside the vehicle, and 4 spent rounds were later discovered at the site. To make this entire situation and case worse for Lanez, according to a person close to the case, Lanez's team wrote many emails to media outlets claiming to be members of Megan Thee Stallion's record company, 300 Entertainment, in order to campaign publicity on his behalf. His crew allegedly manufactured text message conversations between Lanez and Megan and distributed them to numerous sites. According to a number of online reports, a bogus email account for Kevin Leong, 300's head head of creative, was included in a screenshot received by popular media outlet Billboard from a second anonymous source. These were of course all fabricated and a desperate attempt to get Lanez off the hook and change the entire narrative. Following the shooting, Megan Thee Stallion allegedly refused to testify against Lanez, but he was charged with one count of assaulting the Houston-bred performer with a semi-automatic firearm in a matter that personally inflicted grave bodily injury, as well as one count of driving with a hidden, loaded, and unregistered firearm. His next court appearance is scheduled for June 9th, and if convicted as charged, Lanez faces a maximum prison sentence of 22 years and 8 months in state prison. What do you think? Will he be charged to the fullest extent? So is Tory Lanez a bad guy? Let's take a look at some of his rap beefs. The shooting of Megan Thee Stallion's foot is just one of Tory Lanez's many beefs. The rapper seems to love causing trouble and starting feuds whenever he can. Depending on your point of view, the rapper's acts can be interpreted as immensely confident or completely nuts. But one thing is certain, the Canadian rap sensation has no hesitations about mixing it up with anyone looking for a lyrical fight. These are some of the rapper's biggest beefs. Drake. The next rap beef on our list is with none other than Drake himself. The misunderstanding between Drake and Tory is said to have started around 2010. Lanez decided to issue a challenge to listen to Drake's songs, and if he didn't like it, he would give the Six God $10,000. Drake obviously refused to comply. Tory then caused a rift in 2015 when he named his mixtape New Toronto, a sneaky dig at Toronto's reigning rap champ at the time, Drake. All you boys in the New Toronto wanna be me a little. All your exes know I like my O's with a V in the middle. Drake responded on his track Summer 16. The two musicians traded shots in songs and interviews throughout the next 2 years. However, they finally decided to declare an end to their feud in May 2017, announcing the truce via Instagram. Travis Scott. Tory Lanez and Travis Scott had a very tense relationship in 2016. "I can't sound like someone I wrote for," Tory said when fans thought Lanez sounded like Scott. Soon after, the two performers had an altercation on a tour bus during the 2016 Mala Luna Festival in San Antonio, Texas. The tense altercation was captured on video. "I said what I said. If you felt a way and you want to handle the way you want to handle it," Lanez adds in a video aimed towards Scott, implying that he's ready to fight. No blows were hurled because cooler heads prevailed. Tory mentioned the incident in his song Hate to Say, and later admitted that he and Travis settled their feud shortly after the near fight. Beef with Madonna? Finally, a beef with Madonna? Yes, you heard that correctly. When you think about musical feuds, you usually envision a flood of angry social media posts, followers taking sides, and perhaps even a diss track or two. But the situation is thrown off when two polar opposite artists are pitted against one another. Take, for example, the rumored dispute between singer Madonna and rapper Tory Lanez. Madonna and Tory's feud sprang out of nowhere, but the singer provided plenty of justification for her rage when she took to Tory's Instagram comments to express her frustrations. Make sure to let us know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think really went down between Lanez and Megan?